Hi there, today we are going to discuss about function in C programming. So a function is very important concept. So what is function? A function is a self-contained block of statements that perform a coherent task of some kind. That means it's like a function is working like a module. Okay, so every time you call a function, it will be doing a specific set of actions. So this is the base. This function is actually creating the base of modular programming. Okay, so whenever you are talking about modular programming, that time functions plays an important role. So a function can contain the logic and it can contain a specific task. Okay, so writing many functions is quite common. So you know that in C programming, main itself is a function that we have to incorporate every time we write a C function, write a C program. Inside the main function, we can call many different functions. Okay, so function is must. Without knowing functions, how to operate on functions, no one can become a good C programmer. So C programmer base is function. Okay, so in function we have two things. One is that function declaration, another one is function definition. Okay, so here you can see in main function I have called another function which is message. So whenever you are calling function, this is the function name and you have to write this open bracket and close bracket. If you don't pass anything over here, don't put any argument, then it will be like it will be without having any argument. You are writing a function. If you write something in between these two brackets, so it will be called that function is having arguments. Okay, so we have two types of arguments. One is formal argument and second one is non-formal argument. Okay, we'll see that, but this is how we should call a function. Now this function has been called over here inside the main function and the definition has been done over here. Definition of the function message has been written over here. So here also same function name you have to write, and then here I am just simply printing printf smile and the world smiles with you. So I have taken this material from Let Us See by Yashwant Kanitkar, which is a very popular book. So I have taken material from there itself. So this is how we should write a function. So this is function definition, this part, and this is function calling. Sometimes you need function declaration also, that we are going to see. Okay, so here in the main function we have called this message. So when you are calling a function, it should end with a semicolon. If you don't put semicolon, if you get an error, so you just do that, and then in the next, outside of the main function, you should write the definition of the function. Okay, so here you have written the definition of the function. So in this definition, there may be many functions which can be called from the main function. It is not limited to only one or two. You can call as many functions you want. That is why C, Pascal and other languages, high level language, that they are called modular programming. This function will work as a module. Okay, so it reduces the size of the program and it is very easy to track if you write functions and do the programs. Okay, so it is always good to write specific function for specific task instead of writing everything inside the main function. If you write whole code inside the main function, it will be very difficult to track, and that is what the benefit of modular programming is. Okay, so you can see here I have again main function. In this main function, first I am printing here printf I am in main, and then I have called three functions. One is Italy, another one is Brazil, another one is Argentina. So every time I just call the function, I put a semicolon, and here is the definition of the function of Italy. In Italy I'm writing I am just in Italy, I'm in Italy. In Brazil definition I'm writing I'm in Brazil, and in Argentina I'm writing I'm in Argentina. So this is how the definition has been done outside of the main function. Every time you call Italy, so it will go there in Italy. Every time you call Brazil, it will go to Brazil. Every time Argentina being called, it will go to Argentina. So this is calling of the function. These are the definition of the function. I hope it is cleared. So what are the benefits of function? What function can do? Any C program contains at least one function, which is nothing but a main function. You remember that. If a program contains only one function, it must be main. Yes, true, it must be main. Main function, main itself is a function. Inside the main function you write so many functions and other stuff. And if a C program contains more than one function, then one of these functions must be main, which is true. In the last slide you have seen that inside the main function only you have called three different sub functions, right? But main function is that. So if you are calling more than, if you are having more than one function in a C program that executes successfully, out of that two function, let us say you are calling two function, you are having two function, out of the two, one must be main. So this is the catch. And then third point is that there is no limit on how many functions you will be writing. There is no limit. Here Italy, Brazil and Argentina, these three functions I have written here. You can write n number of functions inside this main. You can call n number of functions, just that you have to define all the functions outside of the main. Okay, and each function is in a program is called in the sequence of specified by the function called in main. Meaning is, here you have called Italy, so when control comes one by one from top to bottom, first it will call Italy, then it will call Brazil, then it will call Argentina. So there won't be any disorder or misorder of this calling sequences. First it will call Italy, will be called, next Brazil will be called, and thirdly Argentina will be called. Okay, so this is what function is and how you should define a function and you should call a function. So I'm just again repeating, when you're calling the function, you don't forget to put semicolon. If you forget, then you will get an error. And in the definition here, these functions are not returning anything. They are simply called and then they are doing some stuff and they're printing. You can have function that can return something also, that you are going to see in the next lecture. But right now let us go to the editor and see editor, and let us type one program and see how it works. So let's dive in the program. So here one simple program I have written that demonstrate how to define a function and how to call a function from the main function. So main function, I have written this, I have called this message, which is just a function, no argument I have passed inside these brackets. Okay, that you can do it, but here I am just simply calling a function and the definition of the message has been given over here. So this message function is writing hello, you are inside the message function. So this is a simple C program. This is a simple C program that we are having here. So if you run it, so you understand here the main function, inside the main function nothing, just simply I'm calling a program, I'm calling a function which is called message, and this is called calling of a function. So you can write it over here, that's a calling of a function, and here is the definition of the function. So you can write it, this is the definition. So always you define your function outside the main function. Okay, you try to define your function outside the main function, right? So but from inside the main function you can always call the function, right? So while calling you put this semicolon. Okay, now let's execute this program. First let us compile it. So I hope compilation is done successfully. Now you see the output, hello, you are inside the message function. So I hope you understood the function, and then I hope you understood the basic concept of function, how to define it and how to call it. Okay, now let's go to the next section. So in the earlier section you have seen that how to call a function and how to define a function. Next I'm going to show you if a function can return a value, okay, from where it has been called. Okay, so it's not necessarily that you will always call the function from the main function. You can call one function from other function as well. Okay, so when function call itself is called recursive function, that we'll see in our next lectures. But here what I'm trying to say, a function can return a value also. Isn't that interesting? It is indeed an interesting thing. Function can return a value. In the earlier example we haven't written anything from the function. Here we will try to see if a function can return a value. So what we are basically doing here, So you can see that what we are doing here, basically we are taking three numbers A, B, C, integer numbers, and then in that integer numbers we are actually adding them. These three integer numbers are getting added and we are sum it up. We are summing it up, and then we are send it to the section where the function has been called. So here you see, after having ABC scanned over here, we have called these values. We have called this function calsum, which is just calculating the summation of three numbers, three integer numbers. Simple as that. So three integer numbers, it is summing up, and then it is returning. So this calsum is the function where you are doing this addition. Okay, so here you see, this is the call, and then semicolon. So obviously there somewhere it must, the function must be there, the definition of the function must be there. Here is the definition. So in this definition, what is happening? X, Y, and Z. So what you can do here, you can write, okay, let me see if it works. So this is how it should be written. So this A has been this A will be mapped upon X, and this B will be mapped upon Y, and then C will be mapped upon Z. So these are the three elements that I am going to add. Okay, so whatever, let us say 5, 6, 7 has been taken, and 5, 6 plus 7, that means 5 plus 6, 11, 11 plus 7, 18. 18 will be so 5, 6, and 7, let us say, and then this value will be having 18, and that 18 value will be stored in D, and D will return that. Once return happens from this return keyword, it will come over here in this calsum, and it will be stored in sum, and sum already we have declared as integer number. So this value is nothing but integer, and it will be stored here. Okay, where it will be stored? It will be stored here. So here in this sum variable will be stored, and finally will be printing it. Let us see if it prints. Okay, I hope it has executed successfully. So let's run it. So enter any three numbers. So let's say 5, 6, and 7. So 18, you see 18 has been displayed. 18 has been displayed. That means this 18 value, this value is nothing but 18. Okay, this value D is nothing but 18. That means this is 18 basically. Okay, it has 18, and this 18 has been returned over here, and it has also become 18, and this 18 is getting printed over here. Okay, so this is how things are happening. Okay, let me change this. Okay, so this is how things happen. This is how value returned from a function to the section where the function has actually been called. So from here you have called the function with the semicolon, and here is the definition of the function. Okay, so here two way you can write the you can write the argument, so this is one type of argument, and these are the argument which just these arguments have been mapped upon these arguments. Okay, so you can write like this. Otherwise you can write here int X or int Y or int Z. Okay, so in that case you can delete that. So let me see if it works. I think it has executed successfully. So again 5, 6, and 7. 18 has been displayed. Okay, 18 has been displayed. So I hope you understand and how to return a value from a function to the section where the function has been called, and okay, and how to take the parameters as an argument for any function. These things you have seen it, and next we are going to see, next lecture I'm going to tell you what is parameter passing. That means we can pass the values inside the function either by call by value or call by reference, these two ways. So we are going to see these two concepts in my next lecture. I hope you will attend my next lecture as well. Thanks.